Well, yes, you have been waiting and you waited, but you know what? Good things come to those who wait. My name is Denise Lady D. Gomez. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Gifted Fingers Touching Lives, a gift, a calling, a purpose. What a purpose mission we're on this evening because I have a really talented guest all the way from Canada. And his name is Corden Barrett, and we'd like to welcome him to the platform this evening. Don't forget, Inside the Zone is broadcast on Mondays and on Thursday, Monday and Thursday from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. on Mondays and 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Thursdays. And of course, on a Saturday morning from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., I have Saturday morning runnings. And on the first Saturday monthly is Gifted Fingers Touching Lives, a gift, a calling, a purpose. And Gifted Fingers Touching Lives is geared toward gifted musicians like Corden this evening, who will be playing away some great selections just for you. It's beautiful here in the Northeast and rainy. And I'm not sure where you're tuning in from, but wherever you are, I'm hoping that this Saturday evening is going to be one that is jivey, blessed, and just awesome. Corden Barrett, how are you? Welcome.
Thanks for having me. I'm doing well.
Nice, nice, nice. And how is it in your area?
Actually, it's bright and sunny.
Really?
Last few days have been raining, but we got some sun today for sure.
Uh-huh. Well, the sun does have its place, so I'm not going to even say we don't need sunshine. I could do with a little bit right now, but considering that winter has passed and all of that, I'm not going to complain. I shall not complain. I'm looking forward to having all our guests join us this evening. And don't forget, as you enter the chat room, start sharing the link inside the zone with Lady D Denise Gomez. Don't forget, it is Saturday and you're here. Grab your coffee, grab a glass of wine, sit back in your reclining chair, or if you just want to
Right.
sit at your desk and look into your computer and say, boy, the music, good song, that kind of thing, then we welcome you just the same. So, hi to everyone. Corden, go ahead and say your big ups and all that, and then we'll get into the show because we can't wait to hear from you, man.
Yes, I just want to big up my entire family who's watching. They're tuning in. My mom, who's all the way in Jamaica. You
Okay.
know, well, my wife probably just popping in every now and then because she's on a photo shoot. But my
Okay.
aunt Florence, the St. Catherine Brass Band. I just want to big up all the guys I work with here in Canada or online, all my friends. The names are too many to call, but you know yourself. Thanks for tuning in. We're
Mm-hmm.
gonna have a wonderful evening with Lady Gomez.
Of course, Master. That's how we roll over here. So
That's right.
before we do anything else, I just want them to get a nice taste of the first selection that you have. I wanted to just flow right in, but I thought, in light of the fact that we are delayed, I just wanted to greet my guests. So welcome, Garnet. Welcome, Gavin Smith. Welcome, Pat. Don't forget to share and have everyone coming on to be a part of the show. So Gordon, let's go, let's go. We need a little more volume, Gordon, and from your keyboard as well.
Is that better?
All righty. Thank you, Corden. All right. So we've gotten a full taste right there of what we can expect right throughout the evening. Thank you so much. Going forward, I just like a little more volume on both ends.
Okay, all right. I'll make sure we have
And
that.
that's fine. That's okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, Corden Barrett is here with me this evening. And guess what? He'll be playing from the keyboard as well as on the sax. So, he's multi talented. And that's what I like to hear, so I can show off that I have multi talented people appearing on the show. Corden, let's talk so they can know a little bit about you. So, I know you're Corden Barrett and you are a gentleman who is striving for excellence. But we need to know way more. So you're a Jamaican, born and bred, yes. And we want to know where in Jamaica you're from and share your boyhood stories, man. All the little mischief you made and the trouble you got into, and the school you went to, or schools rather.
Wow, wow.
Loaded, right?
Very loaded. I am from Spanish Town, St. Catherine.
Mhm.
My parents are from St. Catherine as well.
Okay.
My dad, however, passed away in 2017, so he's not
Mhm.
around.
Mhm.
But yeah, my mom, she still lives in Spanish Town, Naomi Hills. She's in Golden Acres there. But in my earlier days in Spanish Town, we used to move around a lot. We used to live at different places. I remember living in Thompson Pen. I used to live in
Mhm.
Prince Avenue, Taos Meadows, just to name a few. St. John's Road there. We used to live all over the place.
You
We
moved a
got
lot.
this sightseeing a lot. Yes, we were around.
Mhm.
But I think one of the key points that stood out in my life was music.
Mhm.
I think from I was a child, or maybe even before I was born, music has just been there. I think once I was out, every pot and pan in the house would be my instrument, my playground. You know, and from an early age, my mom, who I lived with for most of my life, um, she recognized this, so she would make sure that instead of getting a toy gun, I would be getting a toy instrument. You know,
Mhm.
and she'll be patient. For one who sleeps light, me making
Oh.
all the noise in the house, she allowed me to, you know, allow me the freedom to play and
Mhm.
practice, you know, and being self-taught. God gave me the gift, and he just poured in me, and I grew.
Mhm.
Yeah, I can remember my first, I would say, real instrument, real, not just a toy instrument. But I remember my one of my cousins, Shernet King Nicholas, she bought me a recorder, and
Mhm.
that was my first instrument. And my outside of the pots and the pans and the toy instrument, this was the first one. And I remember going to the supermarket, and by the time we got home and my mom finished cook that soup on that Saturday evening, I was playing that Michael Jackson, "Hold Me," da
Yeah.
da 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 da, da. And
Yes.
because I was able to hear the music. That was a good thing about me and this music. I was able to hear. So
Mhm.
for every school that I've went to in Jamaica, and even since I've migrated to Canada, one thing that stood out was my musical ability. I was always on the choir or playing in the band,
Mhm.
always beating the decks. I was always where the music was. And even my mom, when she took me to places, she could rarely say she'd lose me. She
Mm.
just have to listen to where the music is, and there I would be, you
Mhm.
know. And
Yes.
yeah.
So it was
So
in your blood, man, in your blood.
my dad was also a singer as well. He was a
Mm.
recording artist,
Mhm.
Gilbert Barrett, aka Nigga Crabbit or Mr. Crabbit. Yes, the secular guy. But yeah, he unfortunately passed away in 2017.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Uh,
okay. Well, thank you for sharing so much. So, where did you go to school?
I went to school. Okay. So most of my family from my mother's side are from Brownsville, St. Catherine. And I know some of them are on Auntie Sylvie, Auntie Duck, yeah, all of them. Everybody big up yourself. You know it already.
Yes.
Yeah, so Brownsall. So I went to the Brownsall Basic School.
Mm-hmm.
Then I spent about a year or so at the Brownsall Primary. Then because my mom was living in Spanish Town, so I went on to go to Crescent All Age.
Mm-hmm.
Then I stayed there for a little stint. Then I went to St. John's Primary where I finished my primary education. Then I went to Spanish Town I after.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah,
Okay. Well,
yes.
so boyhood days, other than the pots and pans, you didn't get into no trouble, or you were just a well-behaved young
No,
boy.
I wasn't a well-behaved boy. I wouldn't say I was a well-behaved boy. I got into lots of trouble. I was a troublemaker. I yes. Some things I care not to share, but yes,
Uh,
I was one of those boys who always trying things. So
mhm.
I
Adventurous.
inquisitive. I get involved in certain things that I sometimes shouldn't have. You know,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
I think God spared my life amidst
Yes.
everything. Because I grew up in an area. Because as I told you, I live in many places, and
Mm-hmm.
there are places that we lived where certain things were accessible, easily accessible. So
Yes.
crime and violence, you could have easily, you know, the streets here for good and bad, you could have easily be on the other side. So, and there were times when I crossed over, did things that
Mm,
were not pleasing,
right.
but I think church was always there. My mom always made sure that I go to church. So
Mm-hmm.
regardless of what I was doing, church was always there, going to
Mm-hmm.
church,
Mm-hmm.
even before she started coming to church. And so that is what I think helped me along.
Yes, yes. Well, I
Yes,
am so glad because here you are today, and you're not on the other side
which
of
is right.
things, which was quite possible, right?
That's it.
Based on your experience. So, bravo, bravo. Thank you, Jesus. You pull him in, and here he is right here on my platform, and everybody watching you. So, welcome, everyone. It's another edition of Gifted Fingers Touching Lives, a gift, a calling, a purpose. And my guest is Cordon Barrett. And he is a sax player and he plays the keyboard. And right now we're rolling over into another selection, Cordon. Are you playing from the keyboard or the sax this time around?
I may give you. I'll give you something from the sax
Oh,
because it's here.
nice.
So yeah. All right. Let's see which one will I give you.
Turn down a little bit. Turn down a little bit. You're all I want. Beautiful, beautiful. How do you when it's rehearsal time, when you're in your space and you're rehearsing, what is that like? Because then that's a one-on-one time with you and your Lord, and you're getting into it. What is that like for you, Corden?
What is that like? It varies. It
Turn,
varies.
turn your mic up.
Yeah, it varies. It varies. It varies. Depending on what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
My go-to is to listen,
Right.
because my playing is by ear.
Mm-hmm.
So apart from just practicing the instrument itself, listen. So I know exactly where the song is going.
Yes.
You know, I always give thanks to the Most High for the gifting. Like I can remember even from I was a child, just playing, and he would give me stuff and to improve while I was, say, playing. Something new would just drop in my spirit, and I'd be able to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how he works with me. Like even when I write music to this very day, I can remember I was in a prayer and fasting, and like one of my beats that I created, I was hearing it in my head loudly. I
Wow.
was at the altar praying, and I had to run out the church. I
Oh
had to
dear.
run to the back because there's an old piano around there. I took out my phone and I record the sound on the
Mm-hmm.
piano because
Mm-hmm.
it was just there. And that's
Mm-hmm.
how he will deposit things in me. And sometimes I can't explain to people how, but because I wasn't formally trained, the
Yeah.
way I got it, it might be different from others. So even when I
Mm-hmm.
even when I teach, it's my method is not the norm. It's
Mm-hmm.
unorthodox. So like, you know, I teach it how I've got it. That's
Right.
why I bring it across.
And isn't that something though? Because it tells you that God is not just a stereotypical God,
No, no.
right? He is able to deposit in us any way
That's
he
right.
chooses. But do you know notes at all? I mean, basic notes?
I know basic. I've bought some books, but I think the challenge is the fact that I've already know, like I'm knowledgeable in playing.
Mm-hmm.
To go and learn the notes, it's a
Right.
challenge. So
So
I've tried a
somebody
few times.
right. Somebody says C sharp. You know what that is?
Oh, like yeah, I know the
Oh,
keys. I've learned
okay.
the keys, but like I thought you were
Mm-hmm.
talking about reading music, like sheet
Reading
music.
too.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I know a little bit. I learned the stuff, and I
Mm-hmm.
know where to find certain notes. But to say sight read, no, it would take me time. I'd have to sit down and work it out bit by bit and
Mm-hmm.
learn it. And that's one of the things I used to cheat in school. So I was on the record choir,
Mm-hmm.
and I used to get an extra prize because I was not playing with the notes. I was looking at the paper, but I was playing from my head. So if, say, for example, the paper didn't skip in time or the paper fell and everybody else stopped, I would be the only one playing because I knew it from my head.
Right.
So then no, I would be getting an extra prize because I brought something else to the table.
I
So
love
yeah,
that. I love
yes,
that. I love that,
yes,
Gordon.
yeah.
The Lord just said, keep rolling on, my son.
That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it.
Yes. Before we go into another selection, I'd like to welcome everyone this evening to another edition, as I say, of Gifted Fingers Touching Lives, a gift, a calling, a purpose. And for those of you who you got the link that is taking you directly to our main broadcast this evening, we do apologize. That was an error. So we're asking that you go to our YouTube channel, my YouTube channel, Inside the Zone with Lady D Denise Gomez. Just do the search and subscribe. Remember, there is no cost. I'd
That's
also
right.
like there's no cost to subscribe. People, when they hear Corden about subscribing to YouTube, one lady just this past week said to me, "So how am I gonna manage that?" No, I'm like, "You're gonna manage. You're gonna manage because we're not charging you anything,
Just a
because
stroke of the finger,
just a
right?
stroke, a
Yes.
tap,
Gifted
just a
fingers touch
yes,
one
just a
tap.
tap,
Yeah.
and they're
And hit
in.
that notification on bell so you can know when she's on and the
There you
program is on,
go.
right?
Thank you,
Yes.
Corden. So let's hop on over right now to our viewing audience, Corden, because we always like to bless them up and So, of course, Master Garnet Gibson himself, he says thanks for sharing and he's welcoming you to the show, Corden.
That's the general, man. We grew up
Yeah.
listening to Garnet. He was one of the generals in the Church of God of Prophecy movement where it was concerning music.
Mhm.
We call him an alien. He was not the norm. And to date, he's not the norm. And he's so modest and humble with it.
Yes.
But if you
Yes.
do your research, you realize that Garnet Gibson is one of the elites. He
He
thinks
can
out the
play.
box. Oh,
Mhm. Yeah, Garnet is good.
ah,
Yes, he's good. He's good. Let's say hi to Arthur Goslin. He says greetings, bro.
that's it, man.
Uh,
Blessings, brother.
yeah. Demario Squire. Blessings, Minister Corden
Yes.
Barrett. Mhm.
Bless you, bless you, bless you, Ruel.
Yes, and G flat. Okay.
Thank you,
That's
man.
one of my favorite songs, the one you played earlier. Thank you
That's
for
good.
playing
That's good.
it.
That's good.
And Jermaine is here. Jermaine Gordon. I know Germs, do you know?
Yes, he's
Yes,
one of
he's.
us from Prophecy as well. From
Hmm.
back in the day, we worked together in directorship in music. So we used to tour Jamaica, working with the choirs and groups.
Great.
Talented minister.
Hmm.
Bless you, Dr. Jermaine. Bless you, sir.
Yes, he says, strengthen up upon Minister Corden, and he's giving you applause and all that.
That's good,
And
man.
Garnet Walters, who was also my guest a few months ago, says, what you are saying makes sense. It's all good. Everyone has their own method. Mhm.
Yes, thanks, man.
Yes.
That's it.
Thank you. How you doing, Garnet? And Jermaine says, because we have multiple intelligence, education takes on various forms, my bro. Respect.
That's it,
Lord,
man. That's it.
that's
That's
so
good.
good. Sylvia Hale says, big up my big nephew. The sky's the limit. I'm proud of you. God bless you.
Oh, that's yes. That's nice.
Yeah.
Thank you, Auntie.
And Kevin Smith says, continue to shine, cause bless up.
That's it, man.
And
Blessings.
Chelsea is here. Hey, Chelsea.
Oh, that's a great saxophonist right
Yes,
there. Good friend of
ma'am.
mine.
Yeah, she has been on with us too, and I did a rebroadcast just a month ago.
And I was just watching it too.
Oh, you
I was just
were?
yes.
Yes,
She and
yes,
another
yes.
gentleman was on.
Mm,
The gentleman was on a tenor sax and she was on the alto. Yes, I was
right.
watching. Yes,
Hmm.
that's beautiful.
Yes. Also, you have Orlando Williams saying, yes, Biggs.
Ah, blessings, man.
That's what they call you know. And
Yeah.
Martin Carter says, big up to Garnet. Yes, of course. And I'd like to say very, very special thanks to Garnet always, because Garnet is my technical expert. So, in terms of getting the sound quality that we need, we need it to be at that optimal level. Garnet is the person who walks my guests through, ladies and gentlemen, what they need, how it needs to be done, so that the sound will come over in that amplified way that we really, really, really need. So we'd like to say thank you, Garnet. Always, it's been busy times for us, but we managed to get it done. And I just have one more. Keeping up with Nansha. You know who that is? Blessings, Corden, great work.
Yes, yes. Nasha. Yeah. Yes, yes. Nansha.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you, man. Thank you for joining us, man.
Yes, I'm well, and I hope you are well. Also, blessings to you, Lady D, Garnet Gibson, everyone. That's Garnet Walters. Alrighty, so we do have some more music for you this evening, ladies and gentlemen, and we cannot afford to let the evening go and you don't hear more music. We would like to say more tune from you, Corden. So, what do
Yes.
you have for us now before we start talking again?
All right, all right. Let me give something different because I guess we have a multifaceted audience, and
Yes, please. And they love to dance and carry on.
all right. This song, I like the song. It says, "I'll be there. Just call my name, and I'll be there." But we're
Okay.
not gonna be using words. Our instruments are gonna be talking for us today.
Yes. So Thank you. I'll be there. Yay! Come on, everybody, put up your emojis and say big ups for Corden this evening. That was good. Thank you, Corden.
On your
Let's
side, I was hearing a little bit of
Yes, we were hearing a little bit of interference there. Not
yeah.
sure where that came from. And could you turn up your mic again, please, so we can
Okay,
hear
my mic.
you?
Let me come closer. Yes.
Yes. You can
Yes.
turn it up a little bit more.
All right, that's good. Hi, can you hear me now?
A little more would be fine.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Oh, okay. If you're just joining us, welcome. Gifted Fingers Touching Lives on a beautiful Saturday evening. Is it nice and sunny where you are? Is it morning, noon, or night? I don't know. It is now 8:38 here on our clock. And what time is it for you in your area? I don't know. You can tell me. Those of you who are in the chat, once again, we would like to acknowledge you and say welcome to you. Corden Barrett, I'm sorry, is my guest this evening, and he's beaming in live out of Canada. That's, we go all over the place, right, Corden?
That's right. That's right.
That's right. So, my apologies. Let's talk. So, we're into your fact that you're self-taught, it's training which you shared with us, and all of that. So I just like how we are flowing nicely. So let's talk about the fact that you're a composer, arranger, producer, and tutor, and that you have worked with artists across varying genres of music. What is that like?
Very interesting, I think growing up, I listen a wide array of music. So I find that when I produce, I do not just stay in one lane, if you'd call it
Mhm.
that. So typically from Jamaica, people would say, "Oh, well, he's a reggae musician or whatever." I play reggae music, but I play many different genre, indie, Afrobeat, you name it. I've done, and I've
Mhm.
worked with artists in these areas. Uh, since I've been in Canada, I've played for a number of artists and worked with. Before I left Jamaica, I was MD for Jermaine Edwards.
Okay.
I was working with him. I was with the St. Catherine Brass Band, and I would get a knock if I didn't shout out the St. Catherine Brass Band, Cleon Marsh, and the team over
Yeah.
there, because that's where we were at Nugent Street in Spanish Town. So from that, I was playing with the JCDC before I left Jamaica. I was providing band service for the JCDC, so we covered a lot of artists. I work with True
Mhm.
Worshippers, where I got the opportunity to play with some amazing artists like Donnie McClurkin, Alvin Slaughter, William McDowell, just to name a few. I got the opportunity to play alongside these great men and women.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
yeah, I came to Canada and brought here by Pastor Warl Kinglock, and it just grew. Donnet Thompson, all I've been working with. I've played for the likes of Mavia Providence. I've worked with Cafinal. He's now going by the name Jeff Wills. Kirk Diamond. Um, just to name a few. I've worked with George Banton, like in different sectors. So it's not just
Mhm.
gospel, but reggae. Rap, hip hop, Afrobeats. I've worked, and music has taken me quite a bit.
Places.
Yes,
Places.
yes.
Yes, yes, yes. And the fact that you have been able to work with these people, what has been your greatest takeaway, you think?
My greatest takeaway, my greatest, I don't know if I have one greatest takeaway, but I have many takeaways.
Mhm.
Working with each artist is different. It's a different platform, different playing field. Everybody is different. Everybody has something different they bring to the table. And when you are working, like for me, working with an artist, different things come out,
Mhm.
while I'm working. So every project is different. The sound that comes out is different, and sometimes based on the atmosphere, it can stimulate something that no one has heard before.
Mhm.
So I've
Mhm.
pride myself in in that.
Yes. Oh my goodness. And how were you introduced to these people in the first place?
Some of them by word of mouth. Some of them just came and heard me play. I remember when I just came to Canada, um, I was playing for a function, a church function, and a young lady by the name of Donnie Thompson Hall, she came and she was singing um, a love song by Celine Dion. And we grew up on these music, so we were listening to these music from way back. So I've never
Mhm.
played this song before, but I've actually heard the song many
Oh,
times. So
yes.
when she sang, me and Olaf Smith were playing, Olaf was on drums and I was on keyboard, and I played the song, all the changes, all the key changes and everything. And when we were finished, she came and she was lauding me and she was like, "Wow, man, you must have played that song many times." And I'm like, "It's the first time I've played it." And she
Hmm.
was so shocked, and she was like in awe. So she asked me now to play for her.
Hmm.
So funny, that's where I met my wife. I
Ah!
was at the rehearsal. She was one of the singers.
Yes.
That's another journey in itself. But yeah,
Thing.
but yeah. So some of them, people, they'll see me from time to time playing at different
Hmm.
events, whether it be a wedding or any social gathering or a stage show, and they'll approach me and ask.
Hmm.
And I've always been aggressive when it comes on to getting my music or my talent out there. So I get my business card up and running, and I'm always pressing in and trying to get people to know me and know what I'm doing. So herein will come work, you know.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
then if you are doing a good job, then people recommend you.
That is
So
true.
then you find that you get the calls.
Yes,
Yes.
gifted fingers touching lives, a gift, a calling, a purpose.
Yes.
Corden Barrett is my guest, and oh, Corden, that's so good. And you're not the first self-taught um, musician that I have met, but the fact that you have not really transitioned into, the notes and all that, and you're still able to be as engaging as you are, collaborating with people as you
Yes.
have been, then that's God right there.
Oh, definitely.
Wouldn't you say?
I
Yes.
always give props to the master. Yes, he's the one
Mhm.
who.
That is him right there, busy
That's it.
doing his work through you. So again, people can tell you I'm a clapper, but when they think good, it's good, and when you're good, you're good. So that's
That's it. That's it.
wonderful, wonderful.
That's it.
Let's see who else and get ready for another selection, Corden. And we need to hear your music really nice and clear. Kevin
All right.
Smith says, "I hope to be where you are one day." Sure, of
Kevin
course.
Smith, great man.
Yes. YIA production, big up Corden.
Blessings,
Naomi.
man. Blessings.
Naomi says, keep on doing great things for the Lord.
That's
Yes.
mommy right there, man. That's
Oh,
mommy
that's
right
your
there.
mom. Hello, mom. How are you? Oh,
Happy
that's
Mother's Day in advance. Yes.
yes.
Shakila
Shaka,
Rosen.
yeah, Rose is so proud of you, Corden. Mhm.
Thank
They're
you.
rolling in here, Corden. That's nice. People, man. Sure.
Yes.
And
Straight out of
straight out of
Jamaica,
Jamaica.
but she's in the States now anyways, but yes. Straight out of
Yes.
Jamaica, that's
And here
right.
is Paul Richards says, hi, Lady D. Hi, Paul.
Another great man. Oh,
Yes,
yes.
wonderful. So, more music. This is how we keep rolling. 8:46 p.m. Don't forget, Inside the Zone is broadcast on Mondays, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m., and Thursdays, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Linkage Radio in Mount Vernon, New York. On Saturdays from 10 to 11, I host a very funny segment, informative and filled with history, called Saturday Morning Runnings, alongside Maxine Lyons, Jackie Tyson, Jennifer Douglas, Shernette Mignot Brown, and they're just hilarious ladies. What can I tell you? They're hilarious, and we have so much fun. And on the first Saturday monthly, right here on this platform, Gifted Fingers Touching Lives, a gift, a calling, a purpose. More music right here on the show, Gifted Fingers with Corden Barrett. Let's go, Corden. Music. I wonder if Alicia is watching. Right, Gordon. I wonder if Alicia is watching at this moment. Can't hear you. I
I actually watch Alicia. She's a beautiful composer. She's
Yes.
yes, I follow her page as well. Yes,
Hmm.
yes.
I'm
She
just watch. I just sat here as much as I'm, enjoying it, and I'm like, but look at Gordon just playing, and he was not formally trained.
I know.
That's just amazing, amazing,
Yeah, it's
Gordon.
amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. Sometimes I laugh with myself, especially if I listen something that I've worked on,
Yes.
and I'm like, yes, I did that. And yeah, or if like I have phrases or lines I play in my music maybe as a marker, and if I
Mhm.
hear it like I'm on the street and I hear it and I'm like, oh my, wow. It's like, yeah, so
Yes, yes,
it was
yes.
yeah,
And you ought to be so proud of yourself,
yeah.
because you have stuck with it. You're persistent. It's a passion of yours. And people will tell you at times that, oh, you can be passionate about something. And then after a while you change your mind. And you have every right to change your mind. But
True.
then if there is that inner drive, that's all you want to do, you just do it and keep doing it.
I think this was what I was designed for.
Hmm.
I as I'm listening back in my mind, I remember in high school, there was a few teacher when I went to class, they even though I had my academics to do, they would say, just
Hmm.
go to your class because I was so caught up in music. It engulfed my entire life. Like I was so caught up in it. So I was
Amen.
performing at the festival. I was performing at the Teachers Day function. I was performing at everything where concerns music in the school. I was representing.
Hmm.
So I was just itching. And then I remember Mr. Lennon was the keyboard player for the school. Is a teacher that teaches up to like grade 9, giving you basic in terms of the knowledge of music. And he saw the potential in me and gave me an opportunity, gave me a key for the music room, which was like, oh,
Oh,
a prize. So even on the
yes.
weekend, I could go over to the school and practice. So I
Hmm.
was always, and sometimes he would send for me in my class, and I'd go and play, all the popular, all those popular songs. And, you
Yes.
know, I remember having concerts in school. I was just creating buzz, and I got a name. I think I got a name, Yellowbird, when I was in high school because I was performing a song,
Your
Yellowbird,
bird.
up high banana tree. And that name stuck with me for years. Up to now, I will travel and I'll hear somebody somewhere, Yellowbird. And from I hear the name Yellowbird, I remember
You
it's high
know.
school. High school,
Yes.
you know.
Ah,
So
nice, nice, nice.
music has paved the way for me.
Yes.
The first time I traveled from Jamaica was because of music. Me and the St. Catherine Brass Band, we were playing in the Caribbean, from Guyana to Barbados. We were all over because of
Mm-hmm.
music. Coming to
Mm-hmm.
Canada was because of music, So I know the Bible talk about your gift making room for you and
Room for
bringing
you.
great
Mm-hmm.
men. So I can
Mm-hmm.
attest to that my music has brought me out there. And
Yes.
just even me being on your program this evening, it was because of
Mm-hmm.
music.
Music.
So,
Mm-hmm.
there again, it's a
Yes.
beautiful thing.
And I want to thank Garnet for, introducing us so that we could be here this evening talking because, he helps me. We both work, on this together. Again, he's on the tech side, but he he's in the field and he knows people.
Yes.
And so, he reached out to you for me because sometimes it's interesting how since we started doing this gifted fingers thing, we have also observed a lot because sometimes musicians are accustomed to live performances with an audience. And now here you are in this virtual space. And it seems to some of them it's a little bit more intimidating. They have to be more prepared. It's like they're playing, but they're not too sure who is seeing them. There's a myriad of things that goes on in their minds
Yeah.
as to why they say, "Oh, we're not ready yet. Give me some more time." And we're saying, "But all you're doing is playing." But then
That nerve.
psychologically, there's a bit of a difference there. I guess maybe it's the vibe that they get from the live audience.
Yes.
You
And
know?
sometimes the nerves is there because even me, like playing the piano, I I'm okay. I'll be comfortable and take it on. When I'm to sing or play the saxophone, I tend to get very nervous even just like prior to my performance.
Hmm.
I have to go to the washroom. Like so
Yeah.
because you want to make sure that whatever you're presenting is well
Hmm.
done.
Hmm.
And so the nervousness comes in, and then especially for you who have a wide audience, persons might be like, oh my god, this is not the typical 50 people at church, or the few
Hmm.
people I'm sick. So they're thinking that, hey, this might be a challenge, and they also might want to get their thing together.
Hmm. Hmm. I
But
got you.
I think if you're enjoying yourself, I think you should be fine.
That makes a difference, right?
Yes.
All right. So let's talk quickly about being the businessman and musicologist. So you are the consummate, I believe,
Oh.
entrepreneur. I mean, heavy unit apparel, heavy unit productions, heavy unit band. Lord, come on now.
Yes.
Come on now, Corbin. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Wow. I think I was branded when I was in high school. I
Mm-hmm.
got the name Heavy Unit or
Mm-hmm.
Big Unit, and it stuck with me from then. So my first business card I got done when I was in high school said Heavy Unit Productions. I think I have one somewhere around the place here, but I
Right.
have that. Ricardo salesman did that card for me. I remember. So from early, I was the entrepreneur. I think I learned, especially from my dad, who was always in sales and marketing. So I learned how to sell water to a river from early. So I was always on the go. My friends would trouble me. I would like, I remember days when I would take my car to the country and fill it with goods and go to the market and sell it, or get clothes and I just go and I sell. I'm always
Mm,
marketing. From high school, I would go to the Chinese stop. I buy sweets and whatever I know the kids like, and I'm going to
mhm.
school and I'm making a profit. So I was always, I was thinking
Yeah.
in that mindset. So the name Heavy Unit stuck. So the big unit was there, but the heavy unit stuck, and it represents a person of substance. And so I branded myself about 5 years ago. Like I branded, and I said I would build some apparel for myself.
Mm,
So I got
nice.
I got a shirt and a hat, and thing and built, and it just developed from there. And I
Mhm.
started making sweaters, t-shirts, socks, you name it, and I it expanded. I got some artists like Assassin, and
Oh,
so
oh,
quite a few people just
yeah, what
start
you
wearing the
saying?
brand. And yes,
Mhm.
you know,
Sure.
they were they were wearing the brand, and I'm like, wow, and God create a way for me, and I'm still not where I want to be, but I know
Yes.
in time everything will just culminate, and I
Mhm.
will get to that place.
Yes, and
So I'm
you're
working
on
on it.
the way.
So the apparel is there. If you look me up on Instagram or Facebook, Every Unit Apparel, one word. If you look me up
Mhm.
at Every Unit Productions on almost every platform, I'm there. So on YouTube as well. There's a lot of more music you can hear, and in a matter of months, I'll be putting out some new music. I have a lot recorded, ready to go, mastered and everything. I'm just waiting for the artwork to be done.
Mhm.
So there's a lot to be coming this year and onward from Corden Barrett.
Lord. So
Yes.
and then when you get like big, big now, I can say, I had interviewed him.
That's right. That's right. You heard it first here on Lady D.
Yes, you heard it right here on Lady T. Sure,
That's right.
sure.
That's right. That's
Yes,
right.
great job, Corden. Let's hop on over. And of course, you have another selection for us. Let's see who is wants to talk to you. Kevin Smith says, remember when we were younger and we go to church or convention or place for the day would be where the music is up until this day. I still do it.
That's true. That is
Yeah.
true. Wait, and I heard. I think I was listening to Chelsea's program with you, and she was
Hmm.
talking about David Johnson.
Yes,
David
ma'am.
Johnson. He was the MD for my church when I was younger.
Hmm.
So I would sit beside him. So I would say, "Teach me something." But he's playing so fast and his fingers all over the place. You know what
Yes.
God did for me? He had me to listen. So even though I didn't see exactly all of what he was doing, I
Hmm.
could remember the things that he did. And it helped me so much. David Johnson, rest in
Yes,
peace.
God rest his
Yeah,
soul.
I'm
Hmm.
telling you.
Hmm.
There's quite a few
Yes.
guys. I remember Jason Davis. He was one of those guys too who looked out for me as a young man. He gave me, I think my first gig I played for Gotti Gotti, he gave me. I remember when I played on that show, I was so nervous. But
Yes.
today, no, I mean, I've played for so many people, and God
Hmm.
has expanded borders, and I've worked with a lot of people, and I can't complain. It's good.
Yes. Martin Carter says, this is inspiring. That's nice. Like
Blessings,
that.
Mr. Carter.
Yes, I like that. All right, some more selections for us.
All
And
right, all
and,
right.
and I hope because we heard that sound again, not sure what happened there.
Yes, I am not sure either because when I'm talking, it's all clear.
It's clear.
So
Yes.
I let's do a mini test before we just to make
Hmm.
sure that we are.
So you're playing the sax and not
Yes.
keyboard. Okay.
So that sounds good. Let turn down the volume here just to make sure. Even if it's low, it's more clear. The clarity. We want
Hmm.
clarity. So,
That's right.
all right, all right.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we're doing our sound check right here on the show, Gifted Fingers Touching Lives, my guest is Corden Barrett. He resides in Canada now. He's a Yardie, meaning from Jamaica. And he's a businessman, a musicologist. Lord, me have to round up my mouth for that part, Corden.
I know, right? I know.
Yes, but very enterprising, and I love that. Maureen says, oh, Lord. Good evening, Mar. No, you didn't miss anything. We actually started at 8. And, FYI, at the end of the show, you can go back to the channel, click on the link, and sit at your leisure and watch and enjoy. So don't worry too much. Okay?
That's beautiful.
Marvin Burke says,
General, man, that's a mastercraft musician right there, man.
yes. So I need to tap into these people. Hello. You all can go on my,
Please,
yes,
yes,
email
send
me.
send
Send
her a
me,
DM or email, please.
yes, email me inside the zone nyc@gmail.com. Inside the zone nyc@gmail.com. I'll be posting it in the chat as well if you'd like to appear on the show. So let's have a convo. Okay.
That's right, Mr. Marvin. You heard it right here. He has
All
gifted
right.
fingers and toes. He's a marvelous drummer. Oh my God.
Yes, and I've had a drummer on once.
Well, there you go,
Mm-hmm.
Marvin.
Mm-hmm.
Send your email in.
Yes, I'm posting my email as we speak here. So are you ready now, Corden?
Yes, let's hope
Okay,
everything.
go right ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, Corden Barrett.
All right.
All right, so Corden, the sound came back. I don't know. Is it your headphone cord? I don't know. It's something.
I'm gonna use the mic I talk through and not this mic. Let's see
Okay.
how better it is.
Yes, that's fine.
Wow, it's still
Mm-mm.
there.
No, no, not working.
Maybe I'll just go back a bit from the mic.
Okay.
All right.
Going forward, Corden, you keep it right there. You sit
Yes.
away. Yes, it worked just beautifully. And you took us back to a real old oldie but goodie. Remember when
Yes.
groups used to go up and sing them song, dear man?
Oh
Oh, we
yes.
do. Everybody is sing through it all and they
So yeah,
harmonize.
that's it.
Nice.
Have to cater for everybody that's on the program as well.
Yes,
They get
yes.
something from the youthful days and mid range, and you have to
Mhm.
take them back down to glory land.
I
But
love that. And it is now 9 minutes after 9. We'll be winding down in a few minutes. So let's
yes,
have a quick conversation. So we talked about you being the composer, arranger, producer, and all of that. And we just discussed your business acumen and so on. And now, you know, We know that you're going places. You have your business. You're working with artists, producing, and so on. Is there any little scoop that you'd like to give us in terms of your futuristic plans?
Ah, wow. I
And you
have,
don't have to give us the whole gamut because we need little surprise.
I know,
So
right?
hold back some.
So I think some of the surprises that are going to be coming is some of the new music that is coming out. So I
Mm,
have quite a number of projects that are coming out. I have a project that came out maybe about a month ago. A young man I discovered in Clarendon, his name is Medical, MXDICAL, and I did a song. I produced a song for him. He's just speaking about ghetto life and getting out of ghetto life.
mhm,
You know, he doesn't want to pick up the gun. He'd rather work for his bread, you know? And
mhm,
I work on that track. And I have some more artists that are on that track that will be coming out soon. I'm working with an artist here by the name of Chuck Star as well. He was in Jamaica, just came back. So
mhm.
we have quite a number of things coming. With the apparel, the website is fine tuned. Almost ready to launch fully. So, you know, people can go online and do their shopping. But while you're waiting, you know, you could still go on the Evian Apparel pages and still select what you need and make an order. It can be shipped to you wherever you are.
Yes.
Um, there's a lot that's going on. And as you said rightly, some surprises are needed, you know.
Yes, please.
There's a saying pre more talk less. So
Yeah.
I'm trying you know, but I work with a number of organizations. I try to give back to the community. So I volunteer. I work with quite a number of businesses, and I give back to the community. So that
Mhm.
has been ongoing, and I hope it could get better. We're doing stuff even for Jamaica, where like I'm from in Spanish Town, just give back to the community and stuff like that. So there are things in the pipeline I'm working on. So you know, my
Mm,
aunt said the sky's the limit, but I just say the sky is just the beginning.
that's
You
right.
know,
Chuck.
there's so much out there to explore, and
Yes.
you know, yeah.
Well, um, I'd like to extend my appreciation to your wife, and you're both doing what you're doing. So God bless and keep you both, and that you'll be experiencing many more years
Thank you, Lady D.
together. Yes, please. So you keep us in the loop how that going, and with your business plans, and just as an individual, you're one of those unassuming persons. You know, people see you and they perhaps think you don't even can do nothing
Uh,
until you actually do. So, and that's a good thing. So, thank you so much for joining me this evening. And, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you learned so much about this young man, Cordon Barrett, originally from St. Catherine, Spain, Spanish town,
that's
right?
right.
And now residing in Canada, still working in ministry, businessman, and self taught musician. We're very proud of you. Thank you so much for joining me. And I'd like you to close us out with something fabulous here this evening so I can shake up myself.
All right. Well,
Mm.
it may not shake, but I definitely
I love the shaking, but you don't have to make me shake. You play what you want to play.
all right, all right. All right. This is another song that I love too. Donnie McClurkin and Yolanda Adams did the song.
Yes.
The prayer. Let's see where we could take that.
Mhm. Well, thank you. A beautiful song to end the show this evening. Gifted Fingers Touching Lives, a gift, a calling, a purpose. And you have a purpose, Corden Barrett, and you are placing your mark on the world's stage. Thank you very
Thank you for
much.
having me. Amidst the technical difficulties that we're experiencing,
That's
yeah, but
fine.
it was a pleasure being here on your platform to share my gift and my talent, and for you to have me, it's a privilege.
Yes, and it has
Yes.
been my pleasure, and thank you so much. To our viewing audience, what would we do without you? We thank you so much for joining us, all the kind compliments that you have paid to Corden this evening. He appreciates it, and I appreciate you. I'm looking forward to being back next month to do it all over again. And the first Saturday in next month will be, that would be June 4. So the promo will be out, who my next guest will be. I'm looking forward to having you join me. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share my channel.
That's right.
Inside the Zone with Lady D. If you are on for the very first time and you have just popped in because Corden is here, then I'm so glad. But what I would like for you to do is to subscribe because I'm building the numbers for the channel. So I'd like you to take me up a notch. Okay, so at the end of the broadcast, I'd like to see the numbers go up. And I just want to take you on a journey with me here on the show. So thank you, everyone, for spending the time. A lot of love and blessings. And Corden, as I'm wrapping up, you're going to stay on with me, okay?
All
So
right.
as I do my outro, but thank you, everybody. Blessings, Corden. Stay with me, everyone. It has been my pleasure hosting the show once again. All right, we're out of here.